Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for the delay on the start here this evening. It was just a technical difficulty or two. So thank you for bearing with us and for your patience. My name is Rich Simmonds. I'll be your presenter and host this evening. And just before I go any further, I'd also like to welcome Engelbert, who's founder of NWP, with us this evening as well. Engelbert's based in Latvia, and he's one of the founding partners of NWP as well. So welcome to Engelbert.
Hello together.
Thanks, Engelbert. And before I go any further, I would just like to let you know that NWP doesn't offer financial advice. This is all based on my personal experience and our personal experience. And it's important that you fully understand how your funds are being used. And remember, past performance doesn't guarantee any future results. My goal is simple, and that's to help you achieve a consistent weekly income. That weekly income comes through NWP and their purpose, and that's for them to provide you with a simple ecosystem for you and your future generations. Now, with NWP, you're not a member, you're actually a partner, and there's two different ways that you can become a partner with NWP. The first one is known as a partner with a portfolio, and the other one is a partner where you join the affiliate plan and you grow the network. The first part of this presentation, we're going to look at how you participate as a partner with a portfolio. And in the second part of this presentation, we'll look at you becoming an affiliate. With NWP, we've experienced consistent weekly profits, and that's what they look for their partners. And the registered office of NWP is in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. The trading with NWP, it's done for you, so you don't need any specialized skills. You just sit back, relax, and the professional traders will do it for you. You might have heard something like that in the past, so you might be saying, well, what makes NWP different? And there's three very distinct things that make NWP different from everything else that you might have encountered in the market. Firstly, is that you always have access to your capital. It's never locked away. So in other investments, they'll ask you to lock up your money for up to 5 years. In the case of NWP, your money is effectively locked away for 1 week. It trades for a week, and at the end of that week, you decide whether you want your capital. And getting your capital back it's like a savings account. It's as simple as that. You simply take your capital back. The second part that makes NWP extremely different from all the other opportunities out there is that your capital and the profits are separated on a weekly basis. So there's none of this gray area where your capital and profits, and on each week with NWP, your capital remains with the brokers, the profits are separated, and they send to a third-party payment gateway. Whole weekly system, and it's a weekly system, as I mentioned. This keeps everyone accountable. The traders have to make sure that your profits are sent to the payment gateway on a weekly basis. But not only that, they also have to make sure that your capital is available should you need it. So they can't enter into long-term trades. They've got to make sure that the trades are profitable in that week, and that your profits are separated, and that they remain accountable, because they're never sure when you actually wanting your capital back. You might want to leave it there, but they can never be sure of that, so they have to be accountable on a weekly basis. So this is the three things that make NWP extremely different from everyone else. And if you have joined the system already, you'll see in your back office that there's a profit report. And what I've added here for you is the booster portfolios as well. Although on the back office, there's only the foundation, growth, and elite portfolios shown. What you see there for the last week profit is the full profit made by the traders. And that is what happens is the 50-50 profit split. This is for full transparency. And your profit as a partner is half of the profit that you see there. So you know exactly how you're making money and how the company's making money. And there's definitely no getting paid from other people's money. That's all profits from trade that you paid. So this is split. 50% goes to you as the partner with the portfolio, and the other 50% goes to the business volume. That is what sustains the community and the business of NWP. When you're ready to start, there's three different options. The first option is what they call the foundation option. That's a $10 minimum deposit there. And what happens with all of these portfolios is the traders work to a monthly target. Now, in the case of the foundation portfolio, the traders work to a target of 5% per month. And what happens there is you're not paid monthly, you're paid weekly. So that 5% target is the accumulation of each week's profits. And let's say the average month has got 4 weeks in the month. So 5% would be 1.25%. If it was equal, you'd be getting that every week. But we know it's trading, real trading, so it does differ on a weekly basis. And therefore, your 5% that you would accumulate for the month is paid to you on a weekly basis. Then we move up to the next portfolio tier, and that's what's known as the growth portfolios. That's a minimum deposit of $10,000 or more. And there, the target is upwards of 8% per month. Then we look at the elite portfolios, 50,000 or more deposited there. And in my experience there, they've achieved their 10% per month target. And we have been trading for 64 weeks already since the start. So those are your portfolio tiers. You just need to ask yourself which of these tiers aligns with your growth goal at the moment. When you're ready to start, you can use the following currencies, and that's USDT, BNB, or USDC on the various networks. That's the Ethereum network, the Binance network, or the Polygon network. Remember that all deposits made before midnight UK time on a Monday will still get profits the following Saturday. So if you had deposited last night, you will get your profits this Saturday. If you only deposited today, then your profits will come to you next Saturday. When you're ready to withdraw, and like I said, you make your withdrawals on a weekly basis, the minimum withdrawal is $5. If you haven't got $5, it's still sent to the payment gateway, or just wait until you've got $5. When you make that withdrawal, it's a 5% fee on your profits that you made. So if you'd made a profit of, let's say, $10, 5% of $10 is 50 cents, and you'll then receive $9.50. When you're ready to make your withdrawal, or if you would like to withdraw your capital, the first time you do that, it's a 0% fee. After that, all capital withdrawals are subject to a 2% fee. Now, when you make your withdrawal, currently NWP uses Polygon USDT for all the withdrawals. As from this coming weekend, they will also be introducing the BEP20 protocol on the USDT payouts. So it's whichever one suits you, and you can then decide how you would like your withdrawal. So that's from this coming Saturday, you have the choice. Let me just discuss the whole weekly cycle with you so that you understand it fully. You would start off with a portfolio. You open your portfolio, and the trading will take place from Monday to Friday. This is the profit generation. Remember that this is a trading system. The profits are generated, real trading, real profits, and you'll receive those profits because they're separated on a Saturday. Trading takes place from Monday to Friday. Midnight on Friday, trading closes. Profits are then sent to that payment gateway, and by the time you wake up on Saturday morning, it's ready for you to withdraw. You would withdraw these profits directly into your crypto wallet. You would then decide what you want to do with your money. You can either place them back into the system, or you can simply enjoy them. Now, mentioning that you can place them back into the system, there is no automatic compounding in the NWP system. So therefore, your profits are always separated, and then you need to decide what you want to do with your profits. You will manually withdraw all your profits, you then will redeposit them. Now, if you are wanting to open another portfolio, you'll simply deposit it back as if you were starting again. Remember that we're only talking about your profits now. Your capital will be there. It stays with the brokers. But any profits that you've made, you will need to withdraw them and manually redeposit them into your system. And then when they're in your back office, you open another portfolio for yourself so that that trading process can continue for you. So this is your control. Knowing that you're always in control and that your profits are there for you, this is what makes the NWP system different. When you need support, in this case, you might have loaded your Polygon address, and you need to change that to a BNB address because that suits you better. You will need to contact support and ask them to remove your existing Polygon address so that you can upload a new one. That's typically what you're going to need support for. Otherwise, support is there for anything else you might need. The WhatsApp chat support is definitely the quickest way of contacting support. Otherwise, you can contact them via email, but that is a little bit slower. The NWP website is at nwprofits.com. NW stands for network. And as I mentioned earlier, the registered offices of NWP are in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. As a team, we're here to help you, and we've put together tools that can help you and guides. Please ask for this link tree to be sent to you. You can find the links to all the questions that you have and a lot of guides on how to start, etc., in the link tree. So please do make sure you get that so that you can get the most relevant information when you're ready to start. You might have known about the booster. Something new is coming, and that will be released in the next 3 days. Probably by Friday, we'll know what the new booster is. So that's all I can say about the boosters. Our current boosters did end last night, or they ended on Sunday. Some people still managed to do them last night. Anyway, so that is something new that will be coming. That is the presentation as far as the partners with portfolios go. We are now going to look at the affiliate plan. The affiliate plan of NWP offers you a unique opportunity. You can build a community, and what you're doing here is you're building yourself a consistent weekly income. Remember that with the affiliate plan, you don't need a portfolio yourself. So regardless of your financial situation, you can still earn with the NWP affiliate plan. The bigger your community, the more you're going to earn. So let's have a look at the opportunity that the affiliate plan offers you. As I mentioned earlier, all the affiliate plan, everything in the system is 100% sustainable. And the affiliate plan bonuses come from that weekly profit split that I mentioned earlier. That profit split, remember, 50% goes to the partners with portfolios, and the other 50% goes to the business volume. And you earn on profit, you don't earn on deposits. So it doesn't matter what someone puts into the system, you will be earning from them on a weekly basis, and that is a continuous earning as long as they have a deposit in the system. And that's how you'll be earning from your referrals via the affiliate plan. Now, there's 3 different bonuses available in the affiliate plan, and that is the direct bonus, then there's a binary income, and then there's a matching bonus. Starting off with the direct bonus, however much your person that you refer puts in, remember you won't get an upfront bonus on him, you will get 15% of whatever he makes on a weekly basis. So if that person that you've referred makes a profit, you'll get 15% of the profit he makes on a weekly basis. This is not paid out of his pocket, it comes to you from that business volume. There is a left and right link in your back office, and this is because NWP has a binary system. The next bonus is the binary bonus, and we'll talk about that. But just to give you an idea of the flow of money so that you can be sure that the money is real and that where the money comes from, Your person that you've introduced on the left there, the green person, he puts his money into a portfolio. He'll make that profit on a weekly basis, and that's coming from that half 50-50 split. You are getting paid from the other 50% side of the profit, and that's where the direct bonus comes from. Just as an example, if your referral made $100 for the week, 15% of $100, meaning you would make $15, and every single week that he makes his money, you will make 15% of whatever he earns as a profit on a weekly basis. The binary income, this is based on your left and right teams, and you are paid 15% on the matched business volume. In other words, you are paid on 15% of whatever the lesser volume is of each of these legs. So if your left leg or your right leg, whichever of those is the smaller volume, that is what you will receive your binary income on. Spillover also counts in terms of the binary, and I'll explain that in a moment. The only thing about the binary is it's capped to $5,000 per week. That is the maximum that you can currently earn from the binary. So if we look at a binary example, Max here has referred Joe, but he didn't actually refer Erica. Erica is what's known as spillover. So Erica probably came in from someone above Max. It could have been Max's sponsor, or it could have been someone above Max in the team that's actually introduced Erica. But however, Erica's volume that she's generated with her own deposit or the deposit of her team underneath her, that is what accumulates, and that is how Max is going to earn. So Joe is actually Max's smaller leg, so Joe will be earning, or Max will be earning on the binary or business volume created by Joe and his team, and he's going to earn 15% of whatever that volume is created by Joe. To be binary qualified, now this is another thing that makes NWP quite unique. You don't have to introduce people into both of your legs. The system only looks for volume. So as long as there's volume in your right leg and volume in your left leg, you will be binary qualified. However, because spillover can only occur in one of your legs, you will need to introduce someone into your non-spillover leg so that you can become binary qualified. And when there's volume there because of the person you introduced, so the red person in this case is the person you introduced. In the right-hand side is people from spillover, and this created the volume in this team that we're looking at here. And this person is binary qualified because of the structure that you see in front of you. The next or the third bonus offered by NWP on a weekly basis is the matching bonus. And the simple way to understand the matching bonus is when a person that you've referred starts to earn the binary bonus, you will earn the matching bonus. And that's 5% of your level 1. These are your direct referrals. Then there's 5% of your level 2. That's the referrals of those referrals. And then you get paid down to the third level. These are the referrals of those level 2 partners. And you'll get a total of 15% of whatever's earned by your partners and from their binaries. And that's paid to you again from the business volume. It doesn't affect their earnings. Over and above these rewards, there are career rewards. What happens with the career rewards is once you've earned the binary and you start to earn a binary, the cumulative earnings will totaled every week. And once you've earned $100, you would then meet the rank of influencer and you would be entitled to the first reward. Moving all the way up, and you can see there as your binary earnings increase over time and you've earned a final total from career rewards of $25,000 from the binary, you'll receive a Rolex watch. There's no time limit here. So whether you take 2 months, 10 months, 10 years, you will still get your Rolex watch once you've earned your $25,000 and all the other rewards that come step by step in this process. Moving on from the career rewards, there's the ambassador rewards. And what happens here is this is more of a leadership type of reward. where you've got two people with Rolex watches on your left, two people with Rolex watches on your right. And in this case, you then ranked as a group ambassador, and you'll receive $10,000 down payment on a car. And moving all the way up to international trips, gold jewelry, a Mercedes-Benz, and even a luxury villa as a Crown Ambassador. So those are the rewards offered by NWP. Are there any questions? I'm here to help you. So what is your first question? What would you like to know?
Hello, Rich.
Hello. Hi, Blanche.
Okay, so I was with you the last two you just explained. If, say, for after reach the first one, I don't need to take it. I can move on to the second one.
Yes.
The one that's free data. So if I don't want it, it will just boost me to get to the next one.
Yeah, you can do that. So if I just go back here, just to explain that a little bit more carefully. If we look at this, the first two ones, you don't get an advantage by not taking the first one. However, we have asked the company to review the first reward, because a lot of people, because they've got internet at home and that sort of thing, don't need the data. And so we have asked, and especially our Engelbert's team, they, living in Germany, a lot of them have fiber. They definitely don't need data. So we have asked the company to possibly give another reward as the first reward, but we haven't heard anything on that one yet. So in the case of the first two rewards, you can take them. There's nothing negative about it, because the way I say that is, let's say, for instance, you take the hotel stay for you and your partner. Now, moving on to the team builder reward. This is where you can decide whether you want to bank it or not. Okay. If you, let's say, for instance, you've earned the $3,100 in binary earnings. Now, you'll notice here that the 3,100, and there's 2,500 next to that. The 2,500 is the 700, so that's the first prize, the second prize, plus this one. So this is effectively 2,500. So if you decided not to take the tablet, you can take 2,500 towards your 7,000 on your next level. If you didn't decide when you got to that and you didn't want the iPhone or the international trip, you can bank 7,000 towards your next reward. And then if you didn't want to go on a 5-day international trip, you can bank this 15,000 towards the 25,000. But when you receive the 25,000, you would need to take the Rolex watch, because that's the final reward. Does that sort of make it clearer?
Good evening.
Good evening, Chinedu. How are you?
I want to ask a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Some people ask me, how do they prove, how can we prove that NWP is trading? Even if it's not NWP trading, how can we prove that there is free trade? So I don't really know how to answer that question.
Engelbert, do you want to answer that question?
Yes. So we are not a trading company. So we are asset management company. So basically we are looking for good assets, and one of them we employed or we contracted trader companies. One in Dubai and two in India. That doesn't mean we just trade. So we are going for crowdfunding, for different kind of stuff. But for the moment, the main income from NWP is trading from our contracted traders and brokers. So obviously the money needs to come from anywhere, because you can always withdraw your portfolios. So that means the weekly money what is coming needs to come from anywhere. This is actually the proof every Saturday. If you get your profit and you can also withdraw your investment, so obviously there is money coming from, and for the moment it's coming from the trade. This is the proof.
So just to give you an idea of the profits generated from the time in the 64 weeks, the people themselves have earned about 116% of the original amount put in. And then if you combined what is paid out in the business volume, there would be 232% paid out. So that's 232% more than what was invested initially. So that should tell you that this is real trading. Because if it was not real trading, the company would never have been able to pay out those sort of profits.
So yeah, basically in Europe, many people have like bigger foundations, not like just foundation portfolios in the growth and elite. And all of them, they are quite long already in, and they got like quite good profit monthly. And they even withdraw the investment once a while. So that means over 64 weeks, there's a good amount of basically portfolios or like investments or trades or assets what we are making in that months already, like weeks, 64 weeks of trading. So we're doing quite good.
Hi, Rich. How are you?
Hi, Rainer. Are you well? Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Sorry, I was a little bit late, but it got dark very late here, so I didn't realize, and I looked at the time, and it was already 20 to 8 here, so, and it was still quite light. Wanted to say this, I'm very impressed with the booster. I worked it out because, you can go back and you can review every week's interest that you got, and I made my first $10 on that $200. The one, the booster.
Yes.
I made my first $10 back, which is absolutely amazing. So what I'm doing is I'm reinvesting it. So, so when my $100 from the company falls away, that at least I stay on my $200 again, which I think is perfect,
Yes.
So I just want people to know that, at this point of time, things are looking absolutely amazing. We're getting our money back, and everybody else can trust us 100%, which I do. So, yes, I'm very happy and excited to see what's coming.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you, Rainer. Thanks for sharing that. And we look forward to the new crocodile booster that will be coming hopefully on Friday.
Okay, Rich, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I know you tried to answer me in a message. So here's it going again. If I have a booster of $100, I won't be able to take the new one out.
No, you won't be able to take it. No.
Okay, so I can do that for my grandson, but not for me. Okay, that's how it works.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes. Each person is only allowed to take one booster. So you might have, for those who started a long time ago, they would have started with maybe the $30 booster at that stage. Then there was the $50 booster, and now there's the $100 booster. So if you've got any of those boosters, or even the smaller boosters, there was one for $10 or something like that earlier. But if you've got any of those boosters, you won't be able to take any of the new boosters.
Tell me something. So if, let's say, for instance, your booster runs out,
yes,
then you still can't do it.
No, you still won't be able to do it. And by the time your booster runs out, as you mentioned, the boosters are just there to help people get started. So let's say your booster runs out, you've already got $200 in your portfolio.
Yes.
You don't need a booster,
No.
That's really what it's about. It's just to help people get started so that they can experience NWP, and it just helps them experience it quicker.
Look, for me, it's I'll tell you why. I've got a son that I want to get into this as well, and I really want to explain everything to him so that he knows in detail what's going on. Because he's not one that will watch Zooms. That's the thing. So he gets home quite late. So I discuss it with him. So it's good for me to know that when you've got a booster, you can't get another one. So I can explain that to him. So thank you very, very much for all your help. I really, really appreciate it a lot. And have a good evening. And thank you for a fantastic Zoom.
Thanks, Rainer. Did you all see that you can now, as from this weekend, choose whether you would like to receive Polygon or BNB? All right. So that, it just gives you an option. If the one suits you better, then you can. And then remember that if you do want to do that, then you would need to get your existing address removed by support. So if it's your intention to use the BNB system on the weekend, do contact support in the meantime and ask them to remove your existing withdrawal address. If you're still going to carry on Polygon, that's fine. No problem. You can keep your existing address there.
What's the nice thing is, like now with BNB, you can withdraw it directly on the crypto credit card because, for example, Red.Pay didn't accept Polygon, but they accept BNB USDT. So that means you can withdraw your weekly profits direct on the credit card and spend it. This is a nice thing. If someone needs that possibility, yeah.
That's fantastic. Thanks. It's good to know that, Engelbert.
So, Rich, if I ever withdraw, let's say I withdraw in my out wallet to my Valor account and I stay in Polygon, do I buy into Polygon in Valor or what do I do?
Well, you see, that's a good thing. So when you decide to, I had this week with Valor, okay? They won't accept Polygon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were withdrawing into Valor, and remember, you're not going to withdraw directly into Valor. You're going because you will need to make some sort of exchange. So you would always put it into your transfer wallet, your SafePal wallet, or whatever like that. So because Valor and a lot of the, as Engelbert mentioned, a lot of the places don't accept Polygon, but it's the cheap way to go if you're just going to do the transfers, and that's why it's there.
Yes.
But if you are at a point where you need to start withdrawing because you're making enough money now, then you would probably switch over to the BNB option so that you can then get it into Valor without a problem. So that would be the sort of choice that you would make. Probably find that the BNB option is slightly more expensive. I mean, we're talking about slightly more expensive. I don't think it's a real big difference because they're all around about the 1 cent, 2 cents range. So it's really not an option. Even if BNB is at double the price of Polygon, it's still 1 cent to 2 cents. I mean, really, it's not a big deal, but at least you have the option.
So can I contact them through email and let them change it to BNB, which will be easier for Valor, I'm sure.
But remember, do not withdraw directly to an exchange. Never do that. Never do that. Okay. Always withdraw to your transfer wallet. And Engelbert and his team have got this lovely name, Transfer Wallet. So that explains exactly what your private crypto wallet does. It's simply there for transfer. So you're going to withdraw it into this transfer wallet and you're going to send it to your exchange or to your credit card or back to NWP. And that's the whole reason why you've got this transfer.
What's the nice thing is on the transfer wallets, you don't need to register it. You don't need a KYC. And with Exchange Wallet, there's your passport, your ID, everything behind. And if someone asks, it's very easy to get your profits public from the Exchange Wallet. So that's why it's another reason to use transfer wallets, because you are not registered even there. You just use them for transferring. And even some crypto credit cards like that, like now we are offering, or like we are recommending two. Like one is in Hong Kong, the Red.Pay, and the other one is AntPay, and the AntPay doesn't have even KYC. Nobody knows that you have that credit card. You just use it. And that is the nice thing on the crypto market. You have like kind of a freedom still. And we don't really have it in fiat money anymore. Doesn't matter which one, dollar, euro, or anyone. It's quite controlled already. But with crypto, we still have freedom. And you can pay everything Yeah, like really everything. You can even withdraw cash money with the physical crypto cards.
Yes, I've heard of that, so I'm very interested in that. So yes, I'll definitely find out some more.
So
And
Red.Pay
yes,
is not available for South Africans.
Yeah, Red.Pay
It's not.
is not available in South Africa. That's
Oh,
right. So
goodness.
just
Yeah,
as
but
a,
the
yeah.
but the Antpay maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So remember, always remember that these cards come and go and they change and the rules change. So when you're ready to get a card, that's when you get a card. Don't get a card now. And, when you earn in your $200 a week, $100 a week, whatever you want to spend, that's the time to get your card. Don't get your card while you're still accumulating in your portfolios. Because by the time you have your card and you find you've got enough money to spend, you might find that your card is not working anymore, because Red.Pay was working in South Africa for a while and then they stopped it. So just be careful that you don't sort of spend $100 on getting a card and then you find that your card isn't working anymore. So rather just get it when you need it.
Thank you so much. Thanks a million to you both. I really appreciate all your help. Thank you.
Pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rich, too, for the nice presentation.
Good, thank you. And if you're joining me tomorrow night on the training call, we hopefully will be announcing new booster there if we get a go ahead on that. Otherwise, I will be giving you a plan on how to build your team with the new booster in mind. So do join us on the call tomorrow night if you can. Otherwise, we'll have the same presentation on Thursday night, just on a different link. Good night, and thanks for joining us again. Thanks, Engelbert, for your time.